Hi, so what I got here are the two Insignia air fryers. Both of these are 5 quart. So what I have here is the digital version. So if I turn this on, you can see this is digital, obviously, and this one is the manual analog version with the dials. Now, both of them cook exactly the same. So I find that there's really no advantage from one over the other. In fact, I like the simplistic version a lot better because a lot of these are not very precise to begin with. You're not going to have 370 degrees or 369 degrees or 68 degrees. So these dials are just enough for what you want to accomplish. Now, just going on this digital version, I also have a video that singularly talks about this digital version. So here I'm just going to talk about the comparisons. So you'll notice that the size is exactly the same. The base here, both of these are 11.5 inches square, so 11.5 by 11.5. On the boxes, it'll say 13 inches or 15 inches, and this is because they account for the handle. So, if you don't account for the handle, the handle itself sticks out about 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 inches. Now, let me go through some of the features of each one of these. They are exactly the same, they cook the same, so this one I'm keeping for myself, this one I'm giving to my uncle. So what I am actually replacing this with is the Instant Vortex. So I've given that Instant Vortex one for to my mother, and I had to get a new one, so I decided to get this analog one because I like the analog ones a little bit better. But any case, let me focus on the digital one. So I find the digital one a little bit annoying. So there are many more indicators and presets. So this is the menu button. So you'll notice I have to cycle through. So that's the preset, that's the fries, this is cake, bacon, bread, drumsticks, meat, and fish. You'll notice that I had to cycle through all of those presets before I get to the manual setting. And let me just pause this here. So that's a little bit disadvantage. It takes time to cycle through all of those unless you have a preset, but also the way they have that laid out, it's not the best layout because you would figure some of the meat and fish would be first versus the cake and the bacon. So I don't understand why you have to cycle through those other options before you get to the options that are more common. So that's one of the disadvantages of this. For the dial, obviously you just set your dial and the timer and you're all set. So that is just quick and direct access. You don't have to cycle through any presets. So it's just faster that way. And if you're constantly using it, it somewhat gets annoying. So the digital is not necessarily, it might be counterintuitive, but the digital is not necessarily better over the analog, especially when they cook the same. I did mention in a lot of my other videos, the advantage here is that you have the top, so you could use the top for utensils or you could put a plate on it. Both of these has the same advantage. The size and the shape of these are both the same. And once again, they cook the same. The noise levels are the same, so I am just gonna continue on with this. And it'll start out fairly heavy, sound like a wind tunnel. I'm going to pause here, let you have a listen in. And I am going to stop this. And it's going to take a while to die down with the noise level here. Now I'm going to set this here and also give you a sense of how noisy this particular one is. But it's the same noise level. You'll notice the tray themselves are exactly the same. Now, the tray is one of the, so that's the ready beeping noise. And let me go ahead and set this. And I am going to turn it a little bit lower. So you can hear it's about the same sort of noise level. Now it's going to go talk about the trays. So as the timer's going to go on that, I'm going to talk about the tray here. So the tray here is one of the more annoying aspects of both of these versions. It's a tray within a tray or a basket within a basket. And the reason why that's the case as far as annoyance is it's very hard to clean. So you could see that there's ridges on the side, so I am going to pop this out. Now, some of the other ones, like the Instant Vortex and the Gourmia, it's one piece. You know, there is only really one tray to it. And what you take out and clean is the drip pan at the bottom, or drip tray at the bottom. Whereas this one, it's basket and basket, so it's a little bit more unusual to clean. Especially when you have the scouring pads, you see how these are in opposite directions. You know, you have to really clean it with the scouring pad, but when this gets really greasy, what ends up happening is when you're cleaning it with the scouring pad, it gets caught, you know, as you're trying to do it. So it's a little bit harder to clean. So over time, if you're constantly doing that type of cleaning, it just takes up time, whereas the other ones, you know, it's all one piece. So the other ones simply is a basket like this with a handle, and then there's a square drip tray. So you could check out my other videos on the Instant Vortex and the Gourmia. Those have those type style trays, is the, you know, singular tray instead of a tray within a tray. So you know, that is one of the biggest, and I would say my major gripe with this version is that the tray is harder to clean. As with both of these, the stainless steel is handprint free and it doesn't get greasy. And even if it does get greasy, all you have to do is wipe it to clean it. You don't need any special stainless steel wipes or any stainless steel spray to actually make it look nice again. You just wipe it down and it looks great. The other aspect of this is they both have the thinner two-pronged outlet here. It's not the three-prong with the ground, and you can see that is the ring that it gives. So it doesn't do any beeping, which is pretty annoying here when it does do the beeping, as you heard before. So you know, this thing is sufficient enough. I got this for 50 bucks, while this thing itself is 70 bucks on sale. Both of these were on sale while I got it. I'll have the links in the description area of the video, and you know, so that's really what I want to mention for both of these. They're equally good. This is my permanent one that I have now in replacement for my Instant Vortex that I gave my mom. This particular one I'm giving my uncle. But that's really it, and that's really what I want to say. I hope this helps, and please subscribe, and thank you for watching.